Just wheeling down the hall, I saw this is the cart where they put the pills together. Look at that thing, the pill crusher. Can you see that? It's called Silent Night. Because that's how they drug up the old geezers and get them to stop howling in the middle of the night. They crush up the sleeping pills and put it in the pudding.
Mark vlogs every day in April.
Maria, Rosalina and Rolando, please come to the station B.
So the biggest question I've gotten is, what the hell happened? I guess people come in the middle of the story and they don't really know what's going on. So I thought I'd just tell you the whole tale. It was 2 weeks ago Thursday. I was coming home from Hollywood. I was casting for an industrial I'm doing, a YouTube video actually about the Keystone XL pipeline, for which I needed, and still need actually, Canadian executives, oil executives. It's a pretty funny idea. Anyway, after dark, I'm riding home on my motorcycle, as I always do. My motorcycle, don't picture a Harley, picture a Vespa. It's a Chinese cheap thing, but I've been driving it for about 6 or 7 years and I love it. Well, we'll get to that. I was heading north on Kester Avenue about 7:30. It was after dark and going at my normal speed. And coming south was another driver who turned left right in front of me. They clearly didn't see me. I saw them when they turned left into my lane. I put the brakes on as hard as I could and bear down and swerved slightly to the left and managed to crash into them with my the entire right side, crashing hard into the rear right quarter panel of their, I think it was beige, sedan. Hit it really hard, boom, was flat on my back on the street. I tried to kind of struggle to try to get up for a second. It just hurt where it's supposed to hurt. And everybody was like, don't get up. People kind of rushed up. I was looking straight up into the sky, hoping to not get run over by another car coming by. And people came over. Eventually there were paramedics and a cop who talked to me and got my jacket off and cut my pants off and got me onto the stiffest, hardest board. I think it might have been a board made of diamond. And got me in an ambulance and took me over the hill on the 405 actually, to UCLA Medical Center, which they thought was the best trauma choice, which I can't argue with that. And that was Thursday night. My arm was completely fractured. My forearm was broken in about 5 places. And they had to reset it, which it anesthetized me just to reset it and reduce it, as it's called, like pull it all back into place. My fingers were all hanging in this sort of Chinese finger trap with a heavy weight on my elbow, pulling it all straight. You can see the x-rays after they reduced it. And then I went into surgery and they installed a bunch of steel plates. And those steel plates are in there now, inside of my arm. My leg was a little simpler. It's a fracture of my tibia. I haven't even seen that x-ray. Or my fibula, whichever the smaller bone is. Monday night, I had an operation there. All the time I've been in the hospital, I've also been peeing in a bag with a thing called a catheter. A catheter is a tiny tube that was invented by Benjamin Franklin, funnily enough. They put it up in your urethra, which is where you pee out of. They feed it up in there and somehow inflate a balloon on the end of it that holds it in there. So your urine just flows out into a bag, so you don't have to get up to pee. They give you that for surgery so you don't just pee on them. But in my case, they messed it up and they punctured it, and they punctured my urethra, which sounds horrible. And it was bleeding, and they had to go in there with a tiny camera and fix it all and put the urethra, and because they tore my urethra, they have to leave it in for a week. At the end of a week in the hospital, they're ready to send me home. My home is a townhouse. You pull into the garage, you go up 10 steps to the living room, then up 3 more steps to the dining room, then up, to the second story where the bedroom and the office are. So without being able to put weight on my left leg or my right arm, there's no way I can get up and down stairs. So they sent me here to this care facility where I can convalesce further and get more physical therapy and just pretty much wait out the clock until the 2 weeks go by that I can put weight on my leg and go up and down the stairs again. So like this shot, this kind of reminds me of Citizen Kane when they're talking to Joseph Cotton. Get him to get me some cigars. Wrap them up like toothpaste or something. The shot's a lot more boring without that guy back there. Just noticed my glasses are a little bent. That's because in the accident I was wearing my my long distance looking glasses in my goggles under my helmet, and these were on a string around my neck, and they took part of the impact, and they're pretty bent, but they still are good for looking. But boy, they do look pretty off. I should get someone to fix that for me. The other good question I got asked is, will you ever ride a motorcycle again? I think my mom wants to know the answer to that too. The answer is, it's hard to imagine, really. I really loved riding my scooter. It's very nimble and nice to get around. You can park anywhere pretty much for free, and you can zip in and out. You can go through traffic that's standing still. It's really terrific that way. The downside is when you get hit, it really fucking hurts. It really, really, really hurts a lot. So honestly, I'm not in any hurry. If you want to buy my motorcycle, I'll make you a good deal. It's actually in pretty good shape. Some of the plastic broke off, but by all accounts, some people have seen it. It's fine. Just the cost-benefit analysis of, cheap parking and good traffic versus how much it can fuck up your life. It's just, I don't think it's worth it. So no, probably not. But then again, you forget things. You forget pain. As human beings, we're programmed to erase trauma and bad things. And no matter what bad thing happens to you after 6 months or something, you kind of forget it and you feel kind of better and all that. So a lot of the bad parts you forget and the good parts you remember. And I don't know, ask me again in a year. Do I ever want to ride a motorcycle again? God only knows. But it's not like I'm trying to get right back on the horse or something, like it's a fear. It's more of a cost-benefit analysis of, it's just not worth it. It's really just not worth it. I mean, I'm lucky. My head and my neck, my spine is all totally perfect. That was all fine. It was never in question. My face, I did get it in the face. Could have been so much worse. So when you're driving, watch out for guys on motorcycles, Keep an eye out, because you could really fuck somebody up bad. So if you're enjoying these lighthearted introspections into my personal trauma, please leave me a comment and let me know. Click the like button and subscribe and tell your friends and share with the world. I don't know, what do you think? Do you like it better when I keep it light and try to be funny, or when I delve deep and talk about my troubles? I don't know. I guess it takes both. Something for everybody. All right, I'll see you tomorrow.